Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 between Naugrim and Tarson. We do have Tarson here as a Yell Terran, and in the bottom right position, we do have Naugrim as the Green Zerg. So again, this is game number 2 in the series between these two, Terran versus Zerg series. First game, quite exciting, I'd have to say. We saw Broodlords basically take the game. Just some really nice play there by Naugrim, and some really nice engagements by him as well, being able to sandwich the army of Tarson whenever he tried to push out with his siege tank line and Marines. Now, I did promise to start giving you guys some drink recipes at the beginning of some of my matches, and you may wonder, well, who the hell is this Force guy to be giving out beverage recipes? Well, I will tell you, I have bartended for about 4 years. Now, I'm not doing it so much anymore, but opening up a bar in the future is not something that is that out of the question when it comes to what I do later down the road, later in my life. So yeah, I know some drink recipes, and I figured I'd share some of those with you. For those of you, of course, of legal age who can drink, because don't break the law. Because if you fight the law will win. That song has taught us that. But anyways, today's drink is going to be the Adios Mofo. Mofo, of course, is going to stand for what you expect it to. But anyways, the Adios Mofo, very popular drink. And let's tell you how to make it right now. It's going to be half an ounce of vodka, half an ounce of rum, half an ounce of tequila, half an ounce of gin, half an ounce of blue curacao liqueur, 2 ounces of sweet and sour mix, and 2 ounces of 7-Up soda. And there you go, guys. You have one of those, and it is Adios Mofo for you. That is the idea behind it. That is pretty much where the name of the drink came from. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoy that. And yeah, let's get back into the game right now. Naugrim going to be moving out right now with that drone scout. Also going to be going for that quick expo as well as he did last game, going for that 15 hatch 2 games in a row. You have been seeing a lot of Zerg players go for opening up with that one base but into expo, but it seems that lately with the metagame, more and more players are just really comfortable with quick expansions. So that there you have it. I mean, the danger, of course, is if we see a 2-racks from Tarson, but Terran players aren't 2-racksing anymore nearly as much as they used to, just because of the fact that they know a lot of Zerg players are opening up on one base. And by the time you actually scout out that your opponent has expoed, that your Zerg opponent has gone for that expansion at 15 supply, it's kind of too late to try to go for a 2-racks, because that time has passed. You can no longer go back and undo what you have done. For example, that refinery replacement. Tarson would have not come out with this refinery if he was going for 2-racks early pressure. Now he has scouted the expo. He's going to be moving on in. The next thing he wants to check for is if there's gas and when they are, basically how long that gas is in development. So you can see right now he's going to be spotting that extractor, sees it's at 50%, so he's going to know at this point, okay, it was an extractor before pool, and the hatchery is down here as well. So he knows that basically at this point, he knows the metabolic boost timing, he knows when that's likely to be coming out, and he also knows that the speedlings are going to be a little bit later than they would normally be. We can see that factory coming out right now, and get some Marines actually working down this Overlord. Are they going to get it? Going to be very, very close. Overlord dropping down to 12, and just narrowly escaping with his life. Overlord making it away with 13 HP. Those Marines are probably pissed off to all hell, because I know that they wanted to get that kill there. So once this factory pops up, I'm going to expect that Hellion to come out. Last game, we did see Tarson open up the game with some Marine Hellion pressure, and it actually worked really, really well. And Tarson did have a big advantage. He also followed up with Uncloaked Banshees. That opening harass last game was incredibly effective. I don't think I talked about it enough, but it was a very effective means of basically setting his opponent behind. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to capitalize on it after that point, and the real big problem was that after that first initial push and that harassment with those Marines and Hellions followed up by those Banshees, anytime Tarson tried to push out, Naugrim just completely surrounded him and wiped out all of his forces. But if Tarson can open up with the same harass and then follow up with basically better pushes where he's not getting caught off guard, then he may actually do quite well. And here we go. Going to be trying to drop this Queen. I don't think he's going to be able to get it this time, though. Hellion's going to be moving forward and trying to do this as well. Now, we do have those 3 roaches just about to pop. Needs to start to pay attention. If he wants to get down this small little victory, he needs to try to drop that Queen. But here come the roaches, and Tarson right now is going to be forced to push back. So this time, unfortunately for Tarson, the push wasn't nearly as effective as it was for him last game. Roach is going to stop their pursuit, realizing they can't catch those Marines at this point now that they're on the open field, unupgraded, and off of creep. So unfortunately this time for Tarson, the opening harass wasn't quite as effective, and actually getting supply blocked there, that is very, very unfortunate. He was obviously just paying a little too much attention to the micro during his engagement, and that's going to set back the timing of the Banshee quite a bit. Getting supply block, guys, is one of the worst things that can happen, especially when you're trying to hit timing windows and you're trying to take your opponent off guard. We can see that layer coming on through right now. We don't have any Evo chambers, so there's going to be no spore crawlers coming up, and actually we're still just here with these 2 queens. Let me confirm that. Yes, it is in fact just those 2 queens. So this Banshee harassment could still work, but again, that opening push without taking out that queen, he did take out a few Zerglings, but without taking out that queen wasn't nearly as effective, and actually looks like Tarson's going to be planning a two-pronged attack. He's going to be hitting with that Banshee and then going with another push with these Marines Hellions, which is not what we saw last game. We can see right now Naugrim pushing out with this creep spread, trying to get some, trying to basically start that up for this game and get some vision of the map. We can see that layer is just about finished, so this push needs to happen right now, because as soon as that layer goes down, we're probably going to be seeing that Spire come into play. Want to see this push go down, and want to see him try to do a little bit of damage. There's not a lot right now for Naugrim. Naugrim is not expecting another attack, and this could actually be quite a bit of a problem, because here it comes right now. We do have a couple more roaches finally coming through. Is it going to be enough, though? It's really hard to tell. Overseer coming through as well, and here comes the push, and this is very, very dangerous right now for Naugrim. Maybe target firing down these queens. Gets the one down, going to get a second queen down here as well. I need to be careful. Those roaches are so very effective against both the Marines and Hellions, but this Banshee helping out quite a bit. This one queen very, very low. Is he going to get it? Come on, just like one or two Hellion shots. It's going to take it out. There we go. And this queen's going to get dropped as well. We've got 5 more roaches coming on through. The Banshee needs to move down and start to engage. Banshee is doing absolutely nothing right now, and now is the time, because there's no anti-air at all. Banshee, please do something. There we go. The reason I mentioned that is because there was nothing to hit the Banshee, but the Banshee wasn't helping these Marines and Hellions at all. But Tarson just doing devastating amounts of damage. Naugrim hasn't been able to come out with his layer tech quite yet. He has his layer up, but he hasn't been able to come out with the Spire or anything yet, because he's been forced to make all of these roaches just to defend, and Tarson doing a tremendous job. We've got 2 queens coming on out. I think this attack is all but finished, but no, actually a second Banshee coming in. Hellions moving down as well. Going to be trying to target down these the Zerglings. That's what they are. There we go, and actually this queen is going to get dropped because of the fact that there are 2 Banshees in play, and there you have it. Absolutely unbelievable the amount of damage right now that Tarson is doing. Tarson has hurt Naugrim so much. Naugrim's actually just going to be pushing out for a counterattack, because obviously those roaches are going to do nothing. Probably just trying to catch some units in transit that are going to try to keep up this push here. But Tarson, is he going to drop this Expo? He may very well do it. We've got another queen coming out. We also have this research going down, and actually it's going to take quite some time. Would like to see him actually try to go and do some work here on this queen. He could drop that queen. He just needs to be very, very careful, because if he waits till that second queen comes out, then actually Naugrim should be able to actually push forward and engage this and actually be able to drop these Banshees. Banshee's not looking to engage that queen quite yet, and there we go, realizing it's just the one, turning to engage, but deciding, no, I want to head back. He doesn't want to lose this one Banshee that is at low health, and that one Banshee wasn't in the position to actually drop that queen all by himself. And now, finally, the Spire's coming up, but holy hell, guys, what an attack by Tarson. Definitely infinitely more effective than his opening push last game. So looking very good right now. Tarson is in a commanding position. Tarson killing 43 units, 9 of which are workers, but he's in definitely a very strong spot right now. Taking a look at the resource, Tarson is at an advantage right now, mineral-wise. Now, right now, Naugrim's going to be forced to drone up pretty hard just to actually get back to where he needs to be. He did have some guys transferred over into his main from during that attack, but still, again, Tarson is just in such a great spot right now. I'm just very, very impressed with the attack there and how well and effective that was. We can see right now, going to be going probably with the same unit composition. He's got some tanks rolling out. Going to be going pretty marine heavy, probably throwing a couple Marauders in there as well. Contamination going down, actually stopping the production. Well, there wasn't even any production, so it actually didn't do anything because he was supply blocked. But anyways, once that supply block is lifted, Tarson is going to be able to keep up that production. Does he have any depots coming right now? What is he doing? Yes, he does. He does have 3 depots coming. Okay. So anyways, yeah, there you have it. But man, that was good, guys. What do you think? I thought that was awesome. Great play there by Tarson. And actually, is this going to be going for a third? I think it may be. Yeah, so we're going to be seeing a third come down from Naugrim. Naugrim realizing he's very behind from that harassment. He needs to try to catch up economically. I'm sure he's fully expecting this expo. He may have actually even scouted it. No, he hasn't, but I'm sure he's expected this. There's no way that after that type of harassment that Tarson wouldn't get an expo. That those kind of two things kind of go just hand in hand. But actually, lots of mutas moving across the board. Needs to be careful right now with these Banshees and that Raven. He could drop the point defense drone to stop the death of those Banshees, but still, this is a lot of mutas. With that one Viking's not going to be enough to deal with this. Marines forced to push down. They do have stim packs, so we'd like to see him stim up and try to engage. I want to make sure he does it at the right time, though, because he doesn't want to stim just to have those mutas push away. And there's the stim, but unfortunately not within the range. A little bit of mess micro, and there we go, finally catching up to those mutas and going to force them to be pushed right into the corner there. I'm honestly not too concerned right now for Tarson, though. He just set himself up so well for success during that initial push that I think he's going to be fine to deal with these few mutas here. Do we have turrets over here? This one just about finished. Yes, it is going to finish, and that's going to force those mutas to push away. Marines over here going to sandwich them back into the corner here. And again, just needs to be very careful. Marines going to be protecting the backside here of the main base, and then we do have those Marines and turrets protecting the backside of this expansion over here. So those mutas are just going to be basically sitting right over there. They're going to take a few shots from that turret if they try to move past that. Let's take a look back inside of Naugrim's base. Let's see what he's doing. He's got some upgrades coming down for his roaches. Also, the centrifugal hooks there for his banelings. I didn't even see that banelings nest. There it is. So he's got that centrifugal hooks coming over there as well. But Tarson looks like he actually may be getting ready for a push right now. I'm almost expecting that to happen in just one moment. Muta's moving back into the main, though, and this is going to temporarily force Tarson back. No, never mind. He's not actually even going to worry about this at all, and he's just going to go for that counterattack. So right now his base is a little wide open, but Naugrim, once seeing this attack, he's probably going to want to pull back to deal with it. But no, Tarson, okay, never mind. I thought he was pulling back for a moment. So this is quite an issue right now. Tarson basically just has to take this. He kind of has to bend over and take this for the time being. But he is expecting this push to do a lot of damage to try to compensate for the damage that he is taking from those mutas. And there we go. Mutas are forced to push back right now. So here comes the push now again. Tarson just needs to make sure that he doesn't get surrounded like he did last game in those multiple pushes. He needs to make sure he's got a good idea of where the Zerg opponent Naugrim's units are during this entire engagement. We can see him sieging up right here in the middle, so he's just moving around trying to find where Naugrim is, where he's hiding those units, and try to find a good spot to set up and siege up. And actually something like right about here would be really nice, and try to just protect his backside basically. If he can do that, he's going to be doing just fine. So here we go, slow push coming on in right now. Tarson sieging up, going forward with those Marines, going to be forced to push them back as soon as we see that engagement here. Roach is trying to move forward, but actually there are not a lot of banelings right now. Tarson looking to be in a really good spot at this point. Does need to be careful though. Banelings rolling on in, going to be forced to stim back to that siege line, and there we go. Marines are going to be nice and safe if they split up. Try to avoid that baneling fire as much as possible. This tank's going to force back those roaches, and we also do have a few of these banshees coming into play, working on those roaches as well, and this looks like it may be it. Tarson looks like he's going to drop this expo. The hatchery already is at very low health from that initial banshee push. Tanks rerouting and moving on over. We do have 10 roaches as well, 14 Zerglings coming into play, but I don't think there are any banelings here either. No, there are not, so this is not good right now. Naugrim losing that expo. Tons of reinforcements coming down over here from Tarson as well. A couple roaches coming into play, trying to target fire down those, and actually Muta's trying to move forward to target, and there we go. Nice surround going down, but it doesn't look like there are enough. Naugrim just does not have enough units at this point in the game, and there is the GG. So much different outcome from last game. I really liked that push there from Tarson, and unfortunately, Naugrim was not expecting that big push with those Banshees, lots of Marines and Hellions, and he just harassed him so much here at this expo. And in all honesty, after that point, we did see that counterattack with those mutas, but it just wasn't enough damage to basically equalize where those two players were at the point in the game. And then with that big push from Tarson, as you saw, it was just way too much. A nice stimming back and splitting up those Marines, getting his Marines back into that siege line. He basically did a good job of protecting his light units with those tanks, and surprisingly enough, none of those tanks really got picked off by mutas during that engagement. So there you have it, guys. Good game. This was game number 2 in the 3-game series. It's not 3-game series. I'm just making that up, guys. I think there's like I don't know how many games, but there's more than 3. So anyways, that's game number 2 in the series between these two players. So stay tuned for game number 3 in just one moment. Remember, as always, guys, if you like the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Keep watching and keep owning.